What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this, we have India's full water cutoff strategy versus Pakistan. We saw something about them saying something about this in the last video in their strategy against Pakistan, and I was like, they didn't go into detail. So it said they were cutting off water coming from a certain lake or from a certain body of water. They're cutting it off going into Pakistan. Now, does that mean that that's like Pakistan drinking water, shower water? How does that affect? We're going to find out in this video. If you guys happen to enjoy, please don't forget to subscribe, get a video a thumbs up. Also, if you would like to support the channel by becoming a member, all you got to do is hit that join button to receive your exclusive benefits. Let's dive right in.
India's full water cut-off strategy against Pakistan just hit a new level. On May 5, 2025, India made a historic move by completely shutting all the gates of the Salal Dam on the Chenab River. Now, only a small amount of water, if any, is flowing into Pakistan.
Okay.
This isn't just about controlling a dam, it's a strong political message. India is done playing by the old rules.
Come on now.
But how did we get here?
They don't push, and they don't push, and they don't push. And it feel like India done tried to be cool, right? India done tried, but when you got that nuisance just continuously being a nuisance, at a certain point you're gonna respond. And India says after the Pahalgam attack, it's time to respond. And no, we're not gonna respond immediately with military force. We about to do this strategically.
Rewind through the shocking steps that brought us here. After the devastating terror attack on April 22nd in Pahalgam, Kashmir, which shook the entire country, India wasted no time in responding. Just one day later, on April 23rd, the Indian government announced that it was pausing the Indus Waters Treaty. This treaty was signed back in 1960 between India and Pakistan with the help of the World Bank. It was made to share the waters of 6 rivers, 3 eastern rivers, Ravi, Base, Sutlej, and 3 western rivers, Indus, Jhelum, Chenab.
Okay.
Under the deal, Pakistan got more control over the 3 western rivers, while India kept control over the eastern ones. But India always had the right to use the western rivers for irrigation, drinking water, and electricity, within limits. After the Pahalgam terror attack, India decided it could no longer stick to the old rules of the Indus Waters Treaty. The government felt the treaty was no longer valid after such a serious provocation. So, India paused the treaty, showing that national security now comes first.
Dang.
On April 24th, India officially informed Pakistan through a diplomatic letter. This letter clearly said that India was no longer bound by the Indus Waters Treaty. India blamed Pakistan's inaction and hostility for the breakdown.
So India was like, man, we tired of it, and we tired of letting stuff slide. And that treaty that we signed back in 1960, forget about that. Y'all can go ahead and scrap that because we shutting down the water coming to y'all. We shutting it down because y'all, this attack was an absolute atrocity. It was evil. And it's just at this point, India's probably like, it's just happened too many times. At this point, there's been too much terrorism coming out of that country and hurting too many Indians for us to continue to follow the rules while y'all continuously break them. So it's time for us to switch up our game plan, because if y'all aren't going to follow the rules, you know what? Then these rules don't apply to us either, because you don't follow them. So these rules so you know what? Cut the water off.
Then, on April 25th, top Indian leaders came together and made a bold, detailed action plan. It had 3 parts. First, take immediate steps to control the water flow. Second, launch long-term projects for future water control. As part of the urgent short-term actions, India began desilting its dams and reservoirs. Desilting means clearing out the mud and waste from riverbeds and dam bases. From May 1st to May 3rd, India began flushing operations at both the Salal Dam and the Baglihar Dam on the Chenab River. Flushing means opening the gates to let out muddy water, which also means Pakistan gets less clean water downstream. On May 4th, India lowered the water gates of the Baglihar Dam, slowing the flow even further. Then today, May 5th, India completely shut all gates at the Salal Dam, bringing the water flow to near zero. At the same time, India also revived an old project, the Tulbul Barrage on the Jhelum River near Wular Lake. This project was on hold for many years due to Pakistan's opposition under the Indus Waters Treaty. Now, with the treaty
Mm.
paused, India has handed it over to its national hydroelectric company. Meanwhile, the reaction from Pakistan has been full of angry
I,
threats. Some
yeah,
Pakistani ministers gave loud warnings on TV and social media. They said if India stops the water, Pakistan will destroy Indian dams and other water structures
no,
by
they won't.
force. India, on the other
No, they won't. They throwing around empty threats because that's not a war that you want to jump into with India, and you know that. Now, again, so this water coming from these rivers, this was Pakistan's drinking water. Because I mean, they might do it just out of pure desperation, not out of retaliation, but out of desperation. Like you ain't got no drinking water. Like at that point, you willing to do whatever. But I'm intrigued to see what happens. I'm intrigued to see what happens. I feel like what Pakistan needs to do is find those four terrorists that killed all those Indian tourists, which is absolutely disgusting, and they need to bring them to justice. They need to send a message to the world that they don't stand for terrorism. But in so much terrorism continuously coming out of the country, it's sending a message that it feels like you're funding or you're aiding or you're abetting or you just don't care.
hand, has shown no fear or concern. It continues taking strong steps every day. By pushing forward with dam operations and reviving big water projects, India is sending a loud and clear message to Pakistan. Say whatever you want. Threaten us if you like. We are not stopping now.
Mm-hmm.
This is a critical issue because millions of people in Pakistan depend on the Indus Chenab and Jhelum rivers for their daily needs. Farmers
God
need this
dang.
water for crops, cities need it for drinking, and power plants need it to generate electricity.
That's the part
If
I
you want to
do
stay
hate.
updated with every
That's the part I do hate about it is that there are so many innocent people that are going to suffer because of this, because of a group of terrorists in Pakistan. There are going to be innocent people that suffer, but I mean, you can't fault India for what they're doing because it's like they can't just continuously keep allowing it to happen with no response. So it's definitely a difficult situation. I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe, give a video a thumbs up, check out the next one, and I'll see y'all next time.